holds his first bilateral meeting with his Japanese counterpart Shinzo Abe in Osaka ahead of the G20 summit. Prime Minister Modi holds informal meeting of the BRICS nation at the summit to discuss on global economy. He also meets BRICS leaders separately. Nagaland Governor P.B. Acharya takes additional charge of Governor of Manipur as a temporary arrangement as Dr. Najma Heptullah goes on leave. National Academy of Custom and Direct Taxes, Shillong Customs, jointly holds seminar on the import and export business of the Northeast region. And today's World Cup cricket, Sri Lanka is 203 all out against South Africa in their crucial encounter at Durham. Good evening viewers and welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Anupa. Now the news in details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today held many bilateral meetings with top leaders of the world on the first day of the G20 summit, which began in Osaka, Japan, to discuss world affairs. Modi also held trilateral discussions with his Japanese counterpart and US President under JAI, Japan, America and India. Prime Minister Modi and President Trump discussed a host of bilateral and global issues, including Iran, trade, defense and 5G communication networks on the sidelines of the summit. Trump congratulated Prime Minister on the election victory and said that the two countries would work together in many areas, including defense. Speaking to media, Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale informed that the meetings were mostly focused on peace, stability, infrastructural development and new initiatives in the Indo-Pacific region. During the JAI meet, he spoke how the Prime Minister highlighted the importance that India attaches to the grouping. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held an informal meeting of the BRICS nation at the summit and discussed issues faced by the global economy. He also discussed the threat of terrorism with Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa and exchanged ideas. Speaking at the informal BRICS meeting, Modi said terrorism is the biggest threat to humanity. He said not only does it take lives of the innocent, it negatively affects economic development and communal harmony. Modi also highlighted the need to bring reforms into the World Trade Organization (WTO) in order to ensure equal growth for all. Foreign Secretary informed that in the BRICS joint statement, India raised several significant points. Prime Minister Modi also chaired the informal meeting of the RIC, Russia, India and China framework on the sidelines of the G20 summit. The meeting was attended by Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese leader Xi Jinping. In his opening remarks, the Prime Minister said that the interactions at the level of the leadership of these countries was to discuss global issues of immense importance. Nagaland Governor takes additional charge of the Governor of Manipur. Nagaland Governor P.B. Acharya took additional charge of the Governor of Manipur as temporary arrangement during the absence of Manipur Governor Dr. Najma Heptullah as she is on leave. P.B. Acharya took oath of office and secrecy at swearing-in ceremony held at Darbar Hall of Raj Bhavan, Imphal on Thursday. Justice Lanosungkum Zamir administered the oath of office to P.B. Acharya in the presence of Chief Minister N. Biren Singh along with other ministers, MLAs, top civil and police officials. Speaking to media persons, P.B. Acharya said that if there are any gaps between the state government and the central government, he would do his best to bridge it for rapid development of Manipur.
I, Padmanabh Balakrishna Acharya, do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully discharge the functions of the Governor of Manipur and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and the law, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of Manipur.
In Tripura, the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP on Thursday evening announced first phase of candidates for the upcoming 3-tier Panchayat elections slated for July 27. Party nominees for over 50% seats of the 3-tier Panchayat election were declared, while remaining candidates will be declared within the next 2 days. Out of the total 6,111 seats of 591 Gram Panchayats, 3,401 candidates were declared by Education Minister Ratan Lal Nath in a press conference in Agartala. As many as 89 candidates of the Panchayat Samitis and 30 nominees for Jila Parisad seats were also declared. Nath, who is also the head of the party's election committee for Panchayat elections, said the party is in consultation with its ally IPFT on the seat adjustment for the ensuing grassroots level election. If concrete decision is not taken, the BJP will declare its candidate for all the ST reserve seats shortly, he said.
In
Mizoram, the 33rd anniversary of the peace accord signed between the Indian government and the Mizo National Front was celebrated today at AR Lamwal, Aizawl. Organized by the Mizo Zirlao Pao MZP, an umbrella organization for students, the event was successfully held with participation of students from different schools, showcasing different traditional dances, song and various entertainment programs. After a 20-year-long insurgency, the peace accord was signed on 30th June 1986. The celebration is held 2 days prior to the anniversary date, as 30th June falls on Sunday, which is a church day observed solemnly by Christians. Fighting for independence for India, the MNF created its armed wing in 1996, which was followed by the state being declared as a disturbed area. Insurgency continued, and it was the civilians who suffered the most, which compelled the local social organizations, political parties and church leaders to make negotiations. After a number of negotiations, the document titled Mizoram Accord 1986 Memorandum of Settlement was finally signed on 30th June 1986, signed by Lal Denga for MNF, R.D. Pradhan, Home Secretary, Governor of India, and Lal Khama, Chief Secretary, Government of Mizoram. In Meghalaya, the Assembly Committee on Environment reviewed the functioning of the State Pollution Control Board, even as it was stated that the State Pollution Control Board has not been able to look into the smoke emission. Talking to reporters after the meeting, COE member Himalaya Sangplang told that the committee took strong view of the smoke emitted from the trucks and other vehicles. He also said that the failure of the Transport Department and MSPCB in containing smoke emission, which leads to air pollution, even as stating that they had given them 15 days to come up with a report on how many cases have been penalized.
Yeah, from here. And the committee as a whole has taken up that we cannot close down the Tashinam water supply project, but we can close down the JNB water school. So we told them.
A day-long national seminar on restructuring and strengthening of veterinary service delivery system in the nation was held today in Guwahati. The East Zone Meet of Indian Veterinary Association 2019 was also held along with the seminar. Addressing the seminar, Assam Agricultural Minister Otul Bora said that the seminar will provide a new path to improve veterinary service delivery system, which will be beneficial to the needy farmers all over the country. He said that the positive efforts of the veterinarians on the country will achieve goal of doubling income of the farmers by 2022. Bora said that the veterinary profession have to take the responsibility to work in 3 dimensions, as this is the profession which can change the economic status of the state by improving the rural economy. It is also a profession which can give the bread and butter to the unemployed youths, he added. Bora also said that it can provide good health to the citizen by providing nutritious and balanced animal food protein in terms of milk, meat and egg.
Our officers were promoted to the next higher cadre.
The vets hold the key.
The more than willing such a at this moment.
The 65th annual conference of the Assam College Teacher Association begins with a 4-day program since Thursday at the B. Borua College campus of Guwahati. As part of the conference, a cultural procession was taken out today in the city. Along with it, the principals of 17 colleges of Kamrup Metro District hoisted their college flags. Several senior principals and college teachers also attended the conference.
ঠিক তেনেকৈ আমাৰ সংস্থাৰ গুণগত আৰু আকাৰ পৰিৱৰ্তন হৈছে। আজিৰ তাৰিখত অসমত 3 শতাধিক প্ৰভিঞ্চিয়েলাইজ কলেজ আছে যদিও আমাৰ নতুনকৈ হোৱা প্ৰাদেশিক কলেজ এই কলেজবিলাকৰ সৰহ সংখ্যকে আহি
In Assam, the people residing near the famous Deepor Bill in the periphery of Guwahati city have demanded the removal of the railway track passing through the area for proper protection of animals as well as maintaining the environment of the area. Addressing a press conference today in Guwahati, the secretary of the Deepor Bill Kolita Para Society, Kumud Kolita, said that the number of trains passes through the railway track daily, creating movement of wild animals like elephants, tigers and others very difficult. He said that the North-East Frontier Railway should immediately stop the work of doubling the rail track, instead of which the entire system should be removed to other areas for the interest of the animal corridor as well as the people living in the area. He also urged upon the state as well as the central government to pay attention to the problem and take suitable action for the interest of Deepor Bill and its nearby areas.
তাৰ আৰু যেতিয়া ৰেল লাইনটো মানে তেখেতসকলে দিব লগা হৈছিলে তাত এটা লগত তেখেতসকলে উল্লেখ কৰিছিলে কি ডিপোৰ মানে ৰেল লাইনৰ ভৱিষ্যত নাই যিহেতু
In Assam, Finance, Health and PW Minister Dr. Hemanta Biswa Sharma today urged upon the people to create a clean environment which will in return give good impact on the development of the country. Participating in a tree plantation program at the Lakhimpur Medical College campus today, Dr. Sharma said that the present state government is working hard with a clean image for the development of the state and enhance people to extend their cooperation in this respect. 1100 students of nearby areas participated in the tree plantation program. Later, addressing a public meeting at the North Lakhimpur District Library Auditorium, he felicitated several self-help groups for their satisfactory performances.
আমি অসম চৰকাৰৰ গড়কাপ্তানি বিভাগে এটা নতুনকৈ সিদ্ধান্ত লৈছে যে যেতিয়া আমি ডাঙৰ বিল্ডিং বনাম বিল্ডিংটো বনোৱাৰ সময়তে আমি ঠিকাদাৰজনক এইটো দায়িত্ব দিম যাতে তেওঁলোকে বিল্ডিংটোৰ চাৰিওফালে গছ পুলি ৰুৱে আৰু গছ পুলি কেইডাল বিল্ডিংটো কনষ্ট্ৰাকশ্যন কৰি শেষ হওঁতে যাতে গছ পুলি কেইডালো ডাঙৰ হৈ যায়।
In Manipur, the Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences JNIMS on Tuesday successfully performed the first keyhole spine surgery, also called minimal invasive spine surgery. Manipur became the second state in Northeast to carry out the surgery with equipment borrowed from a company in Kolkata. Doctors expressed the need of a spine unit in the hospital and showed confidence that more such surgeries can be performed if the hospital is equipped with necessary equipment for the surgery. The surgery was performed by Senior Resident Department of Orthopedics, Dr. Umesh Takalmayum, who informed that it was performed with a reasonable price of about 70,000 rupees, though the charge is about 5 to 6 lakhs in Delhi and other states. Briefing media at Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences, the first keyhole spine surgery was performed in the state hospital today. Senior Resident in Department of Orthopedics Dr. Umesh Takhelyam said that the patient Lalpi Vaife from Sumtukfai village, Churachandpur district, broke his spine after falling from a tree, after which he was referred to JNIMS hospital from Churachandpur district hospital since JNIMS has a spine clinic, he said.
Spine surgery.
In the ICC Cricket World Cup, Sri Lanka is playing against South Africa today at Chester Lee Street. According to latest report received, Sri Lanka scored 182 runs, losing 7 wickets in 45 overs. Earlier, winning toss, South Africa asked Sri Lanka to bat first. Earlier last evening, India defeated West Indies by 125 runs. In Assam, passing out parade of 82 numbers of Special Rhino Protection Force personnel were held at the 9th Assam Police Battalion of Baharampur in Nagaon district on completion of 43 weeks training. Forest Minister Parimal Shuklapadhyay, local MLA and former Chief Minister Prafulla Kumar Mohanto and senior forest and district officials attended the program. On completion of training, they will be posted under 8 numbers of rangers of Kaziranga National Park to control rhino poaching. Government of India and state government has taken this initiative to control rhino poaching in Kaziranga National Park. 74 male and 8 female personnel were passed out today after 43-week-long rigorous commando training. This force has been raised at the initiative of the NTCA for conservation and protection of Assam's pride, one horn rhino from the neighbouring district around Kaziranga. Before we wind up the bulletin, a recap of the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds his first bilateral meeting with his Japanese counterpart Shinzo Abe in Osaka ahead of G20 summit. Prime Minister Modi holds informal meeting of the BRICS nation at the summit to discuss on global economy. He also meets BRIC leaders separately. Nagaland Governor P.B. Acharya takes additional charge of the Governor of Manipur as temporary arrangement as Dr. Najma Heptullah goes on leave. National Academy of Custom and Direct Taxes Shillong Customs jointly holds seminar on the import and export business of the Northeast region. And in today's World Cup cricket, Sri Lanka is 203 all out against South Africa in their crucial encounter at Durham. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.